Got money on my mind, I swear I'm gonna win, even if it kills me. I got money on my mind, the only way I'm gonna rest is if these motherfuckers kill me. I got money on my mind.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a common problem and why your central locking don't work on your normal E60. Now this is a common problem. Many people ain't aware of this problem and they run around trying to change their key, change their battery, thinking their key ain't charging. And I'm going to show you what the common problem is of why your central locking ain't working and why your radio is not working either. So let's go out to the 545 diesel. I'm going to show you what the problem is and why your central locking won't be working. Okay guys, so as you can see right here, this is the brake cover. So what you're going to want to do is pull this down right there. Then you're going to want to pull this now. I don't know if you can see right here, which is right behind it. Let me just adjust the camera. This right here is your diversity antenna. This is responsible for picking up the signal from your central lock-in for your key. When you go to unlock the car, this sends like a 858 megahertz signal straight to the car to unlock the car when you go near it. Now, this is the main common culprit. These go 40. Now, as you see here, this is the antenna for the radio, which is right here. That's the antenna. Now, what you're gonna wanna do is it runs all the way back through this pillar right here. Now, you can remove this airbag cover, which is right here. It comes off with a flathead screwdriver, and then you can just get the two T30 bolt and pull this whole trim down. Now, when you take this trim out, there's another T30 bolt behind the airbag curtain that grounds the diversity antenna for the ground. You release that and then you've got all the wires for the diversity antenna. Now as you'll see up here, this is a common problem for why your central locking don't work and also your FM radio going out. You'll lose reception everywhere you go. Now you want to make sure you try and get the same part number because they're all different. One uses a different signal to the other. The diamond key uses a different kind of megahertz signal to what the normal remote key uses. Now you need to be careful of that because if you get the wrong one, they also have to be programmed to the car or they'll flash up red. They will work for a certain amount of time, but once the car goes to sleep, it will lose all the programming from the previous car. You got to remember these are programmed for different iDrives. If it's a small iDrive, it will have different things. Some of them are the same if you buy it in the UK and send it to America. You'll have stations for the UK. It'll be set to pick up stations in the UK, and you'll need it for the US, so you need to change it all over. The way you can test these is via ISTA-D. If you go into the aerial antenna itself, you can check and see if this thing runs a test and it comes back fine. Now this one is working perfectly as the central locking picks up from wherever we are, but here is the location of it. You just got to come here, you just pull the brake light cover off and then pull this down. It's very easy to get to. You release it on the little tabs here, which are right here, and it pops out of the tabs. Be careful with these because when you push them in, they can break. They're quite flexible and they do break and they do bend and they don't want to hold the antenna back in. You've got to remember there's magnets that stick to the window at the top here as well. You need to be careful and make sure when you get a flat-headed screwdriver that you prise them up and clean the contacts because that way they make very good contact. Now a lot of people think just by removing this and cleaning it, it's going to work. Cleaning it does not solve it by cleaning the contacts. Once these are gone, these are gone. Usually what happens is water leaks through from the shark fin on the top of the roof and comes down and runs into here and destroys it. So make sure you remove this and make sure you just be careful. Yeah, as you can see, it runs all the way along down here. It runs quite far down, but then the wires will run along down this pillar here, and I think it bolts right here underneath here. And there's another bolt underneath once you take out this one. It's very easy to do. I did it on mine. Just be careful when you do it and make sure be careful of the airbag. You don't have to disconnect the battery for this at all, so don't think you do. Just because you're playing about with an airbag, it's a curtain airbag, it ain't gonna blow up in your face. So just be careful of that. And as I said, this is the main common culprit for why your central locking don't work. People go around trying to figure out the problem on this. Like I said, this is always gonna be the problem. This diversity antenna right there, as you'll see, that's the problem. Just make sure you get a new one and you get the proper one properly, because if you don't, you'll end up in big crap and you will have to program and code and do whatever else is needed. It runs all along the top there. It's not hard to get to. You can pull the roof lining down without bending it. And that's it, guys. So there you have it, guys. I've just shown you now how you can fix if your central locking ain't working or you're losing radio reception to your car, or how you can fix any of the common problems related to the key before going and buying a new key thinking your battery's dead. Always check that diversity antenna. All E60s use them from 03. It's a common problem. Mine went when I had mine. It was losing signal. I couldn't even unlock the car from across the street, which was ridiculous. Now it perfectly works. It's been programmed, as you guys see. I replaced it on mine. It's a very easy job. Nathan has the same issue with his one at the moment. He's going to be doing the same thing. You know, I showed him where it was on his car. You know, it's not an easy job. A lot of people don't know about it too much still. It's not something that people would ever think is right there, but it's very easy to get to, and it takes literally less than 5 minutes once you know how to do it. Like I said, it's a common cause. Be careful with that. A lot of garages try and tell you need a new key when you don't. It's actually that. If you've got ISTA, you'll be able to pick it up straight away and you'll be able to run a test on it. If it comes back 40, that's your answer straight away. You can see by the megahertz when you're pressing on the key if it's receiving it. If it's not receiving a signal, that's it, guys. Your diversity antenna is actually faulty. You can actually check the key as well, see if that's picking up a signal. If that's actually picking up a signal, then at the end of the day, you know your diversity antenna is at fault. If the diversity antenna is still showing fine, then it will be your key. You just got to make sure you check all this before going to a garage and let them con you saying it's a new key, and it ends up being not, because the diversity antenna you can get for £50, a key most places will charge you £100 for. So it's not beneficial to actually do that. So just make sure you have it all checked properly before you go out and spend the money needed to fix this problem, because it is a known common problem. A lot of garages don't even know this, and they don't even know where it's positioned, and they'll won't even be able to tell you what's wrong with it. That's the main thing. But I'm telling you, like I've showed you on the E61, it's a common problem on that. And like I say, I've got a lot of views on that because a lot of people ain't aware of that problem on the E61 and where the diversity antenna is. That's a common problem for central locking not working. And it's the same thing on the E60. The E60s are very less likely, but the E61, it always happens because of the spoiler, because it's outside. In the E60, it's inside, but what happens is, it's the seal around the shark fin. It ends up letting water through, straight through the hole and straight into your diversity antenna and blowing a circuit on it. That's what it ends up doing. So guys, thank you very much for watching. This is the BMW Doctor here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and goodbye.